Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to the Ambassador's Lounge. We have been off air for a couple of weeks due to technical issues, but now we are back. As we all know that the government of Pakistan has agreed to resume peace negotiations with the Afghan Taliban regime at the insistence of Turkey, thus giving peace and diplomacy another chance. The talks between Taliban and Afghanistan, they actually started on 25th of October and lasted for 4 days, including marathon sessions. But these talks failed because of Taliban's refusal to rein in TTP, which has bases inside Afghanistan from where it plans and conducts terrorist operations inside Pakistan. Regrettably, ladies and gentlemen, the Afghan Taliban have refused and repeatedly refused to accept the presence of TTP inside Afghanistan. Now, the renewed negotiations which we are seeing, they are expected to focus primarily on Pakistan's principal demand that Afghanistan government take clear, verifiable and effective action against terrorist groups operating from its soil, particularly TTP. The move to resume talks comes after Pakistan's stark warning to the Afghan regime that it would strike deep inside Afghanistan if the terrorists continue to operate from there. Now, how important are these talks and how flexible will the Taliban be? This only time will tell, but here we will discuss the issue and how the situation will evolve. I have with me Ambassador Asif Durrani and Ambassador Riaz Bukhari. Gentlemen, welcome to you after a very, very long time. How do you feel, Asif?
You said couple of weeks we were away, now you said after long time.
Well, couple of weeks is a long time, mate.
It looks like it's after long time.
It's a long time, mate.
Thank you.
It's good to meet again.
It's good to be here.
Thank you, Imran. Yeah.
Okay, Asif, 4 days of negotiations, marathon sessions in the presence of mediators, yet the two sides failed to find a workable solution. Do you think there was ever a possibility of Taliban coming to an agreement with Pakistan on TTP?
Imran, it's a difficult question. Say, for instance, when the defense ministers met in Doha, within 1 day they signed the agreement, and that was to cease the hostilities or attacks.
That was the easy part.
That was the easy part. So the devil lies in details.
Absolutely.
So this is what we were faced in Istanbul, that 4 days and marathon sessions, as you said, and nothing could come out. Nothing means that overall, even Taliban said 90% issues were resolved and agreed upon by the two sides. But that 10%, which actually revolves around one issue, and that is that Afghan Taliban regime will have to give verifiable assurances that they will take action against the TTP if they plan attacks against Pakistan. And here it was verifiable. When you say verifiable, it means in the written form. And for the written form, Taliban are shy. They don't want to give written assurances.
Mm-hmm.
And that, in fact, I can quote you another example. That 2 months ago, when a trilateral meeting between foreign ministers of Pakistan, China and Afghanistan was held in Kabul, the Afghan side refused to agree for a joint statement because it referred to the understanding of May 2023 foreign ministers meeting held in Islamabad, where it was mentioned that Afghan foreign minister assured that Afghan government will take action against TTP and ATIM. It was a written, agreed text which you wanted to repeat in Kabul joint statement. They said when we agreed in Islamabad, it created problems for us internally, so we don't agree. So this is in a way, partly I can say that they are indecisive. Secondly, it's highly centralized system in Afghanistan, which does not allow them even to, divert from a comma or full stop or punctuation. That is the problem they are facing. And more importantly, they don't want to be seen or to be criticized by the Afghan opposition that they have quote unquote given in. So this is a dilemma that this present dispensation in Afghanistan faces, and that the rest we can proceed when.
So gentlemen, do you think that Taliban have the capacity and the capability to reign in TTP? This is
For both of us?
if starting with you.
First, whatever Asif has, just mentioned about the TTA elements in Kabul and why they are shying of signing a written document.
Giving written assurances.
Yeah. They have signed earlier a number of written documents. Like they came to the ICFM in Islamabad. What assurances were given over there? What assurances they given to other Muslim countries, to other neighboring countries? They always said, the soil of Afghanistan will not be used against any neighboring country. And then there was also a talk of a decree issued by their Amir that use of Afghan soil against any Muslim country, against any Islamic country shall not be tolerated. And that decree was violated by none other than that TTP elements based in Afghanistan. So I think our position is very clear on that. Now we have done, conducted negotiations with them a number of times. Our ministers had visited Kabul. Our defense minister was there. Our deputy prime minister was there. And certain agreements, certain understandings were reached. Those elements who went to Saudi Arabia and while sitting in the most,
Sacred of all the
sacred
places.
of the Muslim world, they agreed and then they disagreed. They did not follow the understanding and the document they signed in Mecca and Medina. They never honored those.
The Mujahideen, you
Yeah.
are referring to the Mujahideen. Yeah.
So, they were Afghan from within Afghanistan. They ruled Afghanistan, but they never honored those agreements. So I am not sure, even if they sign a document today in Istanbul, who will give the guarantee? You mean Qatar or Turkey? That,
They will honor those
TTA
documents. Asif?
elements will honor that understanding and
I
document?
agree with Riyaz's reason is that Taliban, they are not confident enough that whatever they say they will be able to implement it.
Yeah.
They are not, their rule in Afghanistan, while they claim that they control entire Afghanistan, still they cannot say that this whole country is under their control. Reason is that ISKP is in Afghanistan, ETIM, Al-Qaeda, Islamic Movement of Uzbekistan, IMU, they are there. And TTP is the largest terrorist group present in Afghanistan. I'm not saying this. It is
Yes.
the UN Security Council
Yes, sir.
reports. I'm not saying this. It is not only UN Security Council reports, but Amnesty International and other international organizations, they are saying it. And despite that, Taliban regime is denying the presence of these terrorist organizations on their soil.
Asif, it's interesting you said that they are not confident. I don't understand that meaning, mate. What do you mean they are not confident? They are not confident of themselves.
The question is, they are not confident to admit that there is a problem. It's an ostrich-like attitude that they perhaps think that they are an island. No one knows what is happening inside Afghanistan. So they are at a fault. They are, mistaken. if they think like that. The reason is, for instance, on ISKP, they blame Pakistan.
Yes, they blame Pakistan.
And no one buys that. The question is, we are living in this day and age where nothing is hidden. You know everything.
Okay, same line. Doha talks were headed by the Minister for Defense, Muhammad Yaqub, which meant that Doha talks were being taken care of by the Minister of Defense. The talks in Istanbul were headed by the Deputy Minister for Interior, and the Ministry of Interior is headed by Sirajuddin Haqqani. And the delegation included Anas Haqqani, who holds no official position, yet he was a member of the delegation. Asif, is this significant?
There is a strong view, and there's you can say truth in it, that it is TTP are actually Haqqani group's confidants.
Or Haqqani group is standing beside or behind the TTP.
Because when Haqqani group was present in North and South Waziristan, and Haqqanis have their business interests in Pakistan. Zadrans are on both sides of the border, and they are the largest quote-unquote exporters or smugglers of timber, chalghoza. This is their, you can say, monopoly.
Yeah.
And we are talking about billions of rupees worth of business. And then they also claim to be friendly to Pakistan. Now, it's an irony that TTP actually has bases in Greater Paktia, which means Host, Paktia, Paktika. And these are basically, the, you can say, dens of these TTP guys. Their sanctuaries are there. On Friday prayers, they collect chanda or money for the TTP. And the sermons are actually against Pakistan. But when you meet them, they claim their friendship with Pakistan, and they are, profusely thankful to Pakistan for its support during the jihad time. And mind you, Sirajuddin Haqqani was the Interior Minister. His father, he was revered in the entire region, and actually he gave the tough time to the Soviets.
Yes.
And subsequently, then when he died, this was transferred to them. Their friends, their family have given sacrifices when the foreign occupation was
So who is leading the talks, Kabul or Kandahar?
It's not who.
That is key
The question is, we may talk about this factionalism in the Taliban government, but right now, whatever you say or I say, ultimately it is Mullah Hafizullah who has got the veto power.
Final authority.
That's been
He is the final authority. And that is the strength of the Taliban's existence and their sustenance in power because of the discipline they enjoy. You remove this discipline, they'll collapse.
But still, Asif, there are differences, and these differences have been reported upon again and again.
Those,
for instance, Mullah Yaqub has been he's quite pro-India, right? And as you said, Haqqani is quite pro-Pakistan.
I mean, this is pro-India,
So the differences are there.
I'll take it with a pinch of salt.
And then, do you think that their conflict with Pakistan, do you think this will aggravate the rift within the Taliban?
It's actually the question of money. How much money, who pays, how much he or she pays.
You have struck the nail on the head, mate.
Yes. So this has nothing to do with
the principles.
factionalism or principles or whatever Islam they preach.
Okay.
Right? So here, and it is historically a fact that Afghanistan has been looking for financial assistance from India. Right from Zahir Shah, then comes Dawood, Sardar Dawood, and then comes, then we have communists.
Yes.
And onwards,
Yeah.
I mean, what I'm trying to say is that they are actually, it's a war economy which is ruling the country.
It is. Riaz?
You know, for the benefit of our viewers, I would like to ask one question, from Asif. Asif, Haqqani network, while, there used to be war on terror and the US coalition forces were in Afghanistan, US used to accuse Pakistan of harboring links with the Haqqani network, providing refuge in Quetta or Balochistan. What went wrong with the Haqqani network that they developed differences with Pakistan? I don't understand why they took the other position.
I don't think they have developed differences with Pakistan. And US accused us, but they were negotiating with them ever since Taliban office in Doha was set up in 2013.
Okay.
It was, and then they were in contact one-on-one with each other, which ultimately was, this dialogue was made open in 2018, that the world came to know, yes, we are negotiating. They were not negotiating overnight. And then Haqqanis cannot say that they were anti-Americans or for that matter anti-Soviets. They were in fact launching their attacks, and in their modus operandi was actually to capture a Soviet soldier alive or capture as an American soldier alive, so they can have money, they could extract money.
Riaz, coming to you. Now this breakdown of talks between Pakistan and the Taliban, it has caught the attention of Mr. Trump, who has reiterated that he can quickly end this conflict. Do you think Mr. Trump has leverage over both of us, over us, yes, but over the Taliban?
I don't think so, President Trump will jump in. President Trump will use, the other parts, Saudi Arabia is already there, Turkey, Qatar. Who else would come to force Taliban to negotiate, to conduct negotiations with Pakistan? I think he is already playing certain role behind the scene.
I think, Bukhari, don't forget what Trump has said. Behind that is there is an institutional linkages between the United States and the Taliban regime. They have been getting $40 million per week from the United States till recently. I'm not sure what is the situation now, but they were getting. And then, in fact, the United States was cutting a sorry figure when the UN format was held in Doha in July last year, and in which it was pointed out that while you claim and you in fact plead for this anti-money laundering and all this, you yourself are promoting cash flows, and Afghan Taliban are paid in cash because I mean, the international banks are not dealing with Afghan banks.
Okay.
And it is actually, even the UN assistance is coming through cash, and then Afghan banks cannot deal with that. So Afghan Taliban are getting dollars in cash.
So Trump is directly
So
now.
I think Trump, I'm sure, he must have hinted to the Taliban that.
And then you see, gentlemen, Mr. Trump has also shown interest in the Bagram Air Base. Of course, that thing has not, that thing has stayed there, but he still has an interest, and I think that interest has been developed for him by his establishment.
I think
we will come to this is a separate issue, Asif. Just a rough view on this, quick view on this, please.
About Bagram?
Yeah.
I don't think so. It will fly. Reason is, and then I think the rationale he expressed about having Bagram is to keep an watch on
Iran, on China.
China.
It's a different.
It's a non-starter. And more importantly, would Trump would be ready to, if they have the control of Bagram, would he allow boots on the ground?
He would
because
definitely.
Bagram
Without
would need
boots on the ground, they can't
thousands
have it.
of soldiers.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
not a small place.
It's not a small place. Asif, Afghan Taliban have described TTP as an internal issue of Pakistan, and they have blamed Pakistani agencies for their inability to obliterate TTP. Now, a senior Taliban official told Amu TV that Pakistan should deal with their problem within its own borders. Asking Afghanistan to control attacks inside Pakistan is neither logical nor feasible. Does it make sense?
It's not that authentic. Why I say this?
What is not authentic?
Let me tell you. Because Pakistan does not blame whatever happens inside its borders. That Pakistan is looking after them well through IBOs inside, and there are on average 100 IBO operations which are taking place within the merged districts. Pakistan's concerns arise when they come from one side and they attack, and of them in many of their formations, Afghan nationals have joined. They have been killed, they have been injured, they have been captured. And then it's an ostrich-like attitude on the part of Afghan Taliban government officials when they deny there are no TTP. And when they talk to us, they don't deny that. So that's a hypocrisy or doublespeak on their part. And this is something no one is buying. The reason is that United Nations Security Council has, on umpteenth time, it has said it, about that the TTP is the largest terrorist group
organization
present
inside
in
Afghanistan. But Asif, according to Express Tribune of October 25, during a cricket match in Bara Akakhel, a TTP commander came as chief guest. He attended the match, gave away trophies, addressed those present, and then left. That's an embarrassing situation.
I'm not sure, I'm not aware of that, but if this can happen because these are surprise attacks you enact, you get
So they were our security agencies. A TTP commander goes and addresses people there.
So what
he
happened
attends the
recently
matches.
in Damadola where their top commander was killed? So these are the happenings. These, it will take a while, but the question is, the problem is there.
Does it not worry you that the locals who were there, they heard his speech, no one went and reported it to the agencies. The area where he is living, no one went and no one went and reported it to the agencies.
Imran,
does it mean that the people, the locals, they have support or they support the
Imran,
TTP?
if I may,
Please.
Yeah, it's Raz's turn. They are tribals. We are not talking about that in city you can dial, 1122, and then rescue operations would take place. And in most of the tribal areas, there is no police, there is no levies. It can happen. They are, doing these acts, but these are the acts for the time being, and then they just vanish. Till date, there is not a single place where TTP can claim that they have a rule. Like if you recall,
in the past.
in Malakand and in Swat, they were actually ruling.
Yes.
Right? So here, right, they are on the run. What happened that these TTP guys went to Afghanistan? It was after the APS murder, Army Public School murder in 2014. So they then Operation
So the
Zarb-e-Az
presence of a
was launched.
TTP leader coming, attending a match, being a chief guest there, it doesn't bother you, Riaz?
Imran, I don't think it would be a very big,
It's not a big issue.
of something like a final of intercity tournament or something like that. It must be, a low-level match in a village.
Even if it is a low-level match, it
mean,
was reportedly it was few.
Not few hundred. I don't think so.
I'm hearing it from you.
Must be few, people of the local village, and there must have been match, and somebody came and delivered the cup and went away.
Actually, I'm hearing it from you. I don't know because
We should not
I
be
may have missed it, but
too much into that.
otherwise,
Our security forces, our law enforcement agencies are there.
yeah.
And they have their own network, intelligence network, fully operational in those areas.
Fully operational networks.
Yes, that's why we are conducting intelligence-based operations. After having certain information. If the match was going on, it must be in the information of our law enforcement agencies or local police station or
match
something
is
like
not
that.
important. What is important is that there are sleeper cells there, and these people are there. They are active.
I'm not ruling out, presence of sleeper cells in that area. They must be there. They must be having their connection in those areas.
So
That's
what Afghan Taliban are saying, that it is an internal issue of Pakistan. Does it not have a bit of sense in it?
I answered this. Yeah, it's internal matter, as long as they are within our own borders. But it becomes a problem when they come from Afghan side. Yeah.
Okay.
That is the issue. They have their bases there, training camps there.
Of course,
And
we know that.
a network of providing security
What
to them.
happens within our own borders, we don't even raise with them.
Yeah, of course.
We don't bother them about that.
Okay, gentlemen, India has been playing up Pakistan-Afghan differences. He has reportedly offered assistance of $1 billion for constructing series of dams on Kabul-Kunar River. That poses strategic threat to Pakistan.
Yeah, water the sharing is a serious issue in the region. If you look at just India, India has already suspended Indus Water Treaty with Pakistan. And, other countries are also looking into water distribution seriously. Afghanistan is constructing a canal, which is, getting some water from Amu Darya, Asif, or
Amu.
Darya?
No, it's the Kunar River.
No.
Kabul and Kunar.
Kabul and
Central
Kunar.
Asia. I'm
No,
talking.
that is Amu Darya. It's the
So-
Koshtape canal they
So
are.
They are, harnessing their own, water resources over there. But, enemy's enemy is someone's friend. So India is playing with that. India is in fact continuing the Sandur operation by other means.
Let me.
Through Afghanistan.
So what options do we have in Pakistan? What should we do? There is a talk of diverting Kunar River to Gilgit or to Chitral. Sorry.
This Kunar River passes through Pakistan, enters into
Enters in-
Afghanistan,
into-
and again come
Yeah.
back to Pakistan.
Yes.
So it is, in one way Pakistan is the upper riparian,
then also the lower
in certain way
riparian.
the lower riparian. So
Yeah.
we have certain rights over there.
I think it's not that serious problem.
It's not.
Yeah. And so far, Afghanistan is hardly using its 10 to 15% of its requirements.
Okay,
Yeah.
gentlemen, now diplomatic efforts ostensibly have faltered. Hopefully something positive can come out. It's a big hopeful. Now, this failure will have serious implications for the region. What options, Asif, short of war, are we exploring or should we explore?
I think we have to take a couple of actions. Number one is that we have to, in fact, redouble our efforts in neutralizing TTP within our own borders, because the bulk is staying here. And
You
if-
said the bulk is staying
yes.
here.
So if we neutralize them, so we will make the TTP residing in Afghanistan as orphans. They will become irrelevant. That's very important one. And the same applies for BLA and BLF in Balochistan. And for that to happen, you have to give you have to make the people of the local areas responsible. You have to give mandate to them. That's very important. And more importantly, you have to resource the police, which has to be the first responder. That's very important, because police is
But you have to equip them
intelligence.
also. yes.
Police's intelligence is far better than any other intelligence agencies in the country. But it depends that if you give police the mandate, one. Secondly, then there has to be political ownership. Whatever action police takes, you have to stand behind that. That's very important. So it is, this war you cannot win without people's support, and that's very important.
Yes.
And that has to, the sooner we do that, the better it would be.
So, I mean, Riaz, he has given one aspect that internally we have to strengthen ourselves.
Improve our
Now, we
governance.
have this Taliban regime there, which are intransigent, who have a certain point of view and they are not ready to yield. What options we have vis-a-vis the Afghan Taliban? Because you see, as long as Taliban are there, my understanding is that this issue of TTP is not going to be resolved.
You know, TTP, a large number of them are in Afghanistan, right? As I mentioned earlier, getting training, financial resources, refuge, everything, collecting donations from, within Afghanistan. And then when they cross over to Pakistan, some Afghans are also accompanied. As Asif mentioned, they have been detained, and also certain evidences were shared with them, in fact, in the past with the Afghan government. Now, how to handle it? One is, internal approach.
That Asif is mentioned,
Now,
right?
the external one. What should we do? One is the regional approach, Moscow format, trilateral mechanism, and other, Muslim countries like Saudi Arabia already playing its role. Qatar is playing roles. Turkey is playing role. My hope is that an agreement will be reached at Istanbul. But my worry is, will it be implemented?
So that's where the issue.
Will the TTA elements honor their commitments made in Istanbul, whether they have signed it or not? Because their past, if you look into what they have promised with Pakistan in the 90s and later on, did they honor that? I am talking about the Mujahideens as well. So their track history is that whatever they agree, after a certain time, you need to sign another agreement with
So,
them.
Ambassador Riaz, that's what I'm saying. You know the past history, the track record of the Taliban.
Yeah.
You talked about regional approach. Regional approach has not worked. Whether it is SCO, whether it is Moscow format,
Yeah.
they are intransigent, right? So what to do? Bilaterally, it has not worked. We have been since 2021. You have been in negotiations with them. It has not worked. So what to do about that? They are not ready to abandon TTP. Yeah.
We have exhausted our patience. We have sacrificed a lot.
Do you think attacking? Do you think going
I'm not
resorting
saying
to kinetic
attacking, but if they don't, rein in the TTP elements, getting refuge in Afghanistan, if they don't, then we have no other option.
So will that, Asif, is that a solution, mate? That will complicate the things further.
We have to be patient, but we have to persevere. And you won't have quick results, but you have to persevere.
That is important.
the approach you have to follow.
persevere in diplomatic approach.
That
Not
is-
only diplomatic, but also kinetic. You have to persevere.
You see, when you resort to kinetic forces, then what you are doing is you are creating greater resentment there.
No, it's
And
not the
they
question.
resort to activities which are not beneficial.
Imran,
for us.
I'm not referring to Afghanistan when you have to resort to kinetic operation. Those are to be taken here. But inside Afghanistan, I would recommend IBOs rather than air attacks. On IBOs, I can vouch that even the Afghan Taliban would look the other way because they know that TTP is becoming a headache for them also.
But Osama bin Laden was also a headache for them, yet they never abandoned him. Yes, Riaz.
One is, Asif has one approach, The second is, if we agree at Istanbul, whatever agreement is made, and the other side, is prepared to provide written assurances, I think there should also be a talk of conducting joint operation.
Which they will not agree to.
They have to. You know,
you can't
no,
really
otherwise
have
they
to.
should be prepared to see
Well, this
what we have
could
done.
be a proposal.
This could be a proposal.
But whether it is
So-
agreed or not, that's fine.
that's enough.
The issue is, I think still we can retrieve the situation. It is not that out of control, and diplomacy should be given a
Given a
chance.
chance. Yes.
If we erected fences on the border, long border we erected.
But it was not during Taliban's time. It was,
we made it mandatory for them to get visas to enter into Pakistan.
and that is also causing problems.
Right? And some other steps were also taken in consultation with the TTA elements.
No. Bukhari.
Let me complete. Then you can answer. And we also tried to repatriate illegal Afghan who were there in Pakistan back to Kabul. But all these steps, did we get any yield, any result?
But
Any positive thing?
repatriation,
we are still facing
repatriation of the Afghans was a process which was not conducted with great method.
Yeah, that you can question.
You were humiliating them.
No. If you are, repatriating any illegal
You were in
alien.
fact
I am
creating
talking
more
about-
enemies.
No, I am talking about illegal people, illegal aliens. I am not talking about Afghans.
Bukhari,
anyone.
let me intervene.
Anyone who
Asif, just a second. Asif, just a second. Asif, just a
Don't
second.
misrepresent the facts.
Just a second. I'll come to you.
Repatriation of
mate.
illegal. Listen,
Yeah.
repatriation of illegal, no one objects to that.
Yeah.
The issue is now ACC card holders and POR card holders have been pushed back. It is causing heartburns. And I can assure you, you will not be winning friends inside.
That's what I'm
Afghanistan.
saying.
That's
We're creating more
why I
enemies.
said illegal aliens.
Okay. Now,
Whether they are
just
Afghans,
quick response.
whether they are Burmese,
No, I
whether they
can
are
give you
any
the
other
figures.
country.
Yes. Quick response. What have we learnt from our experience with the Afghan Taliban? Quick.
Try to resolve all the issues by conducting, negotiations with them. That is the, only solution which I think is
Is it not
available.
important to interfere in the internal affairs of other countries?
Nobody should.
Asif.
From the very beginning, wherever I go, whether it is in the universities, when I have talk on Afghanistan, I ask them how many of you want Taliban system in Pakistan.
None.
No hands are raised. So the lesson learnt is that what you did not like for yourself, why would you choose
And
that?
as they would say that when you interfere in the internal affairs of other countries, you are on a very slippery slope. Thank you, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, Pakistan had pinned hope on the mediatory efforts of Qatar and Turkey in resolving the dispute between Pakistan and the Afghan Taliban. And our decision to resume talks was a manifestation of our hope in the process. Earlier, as we know, China had also played a role in trying to resolve the differences, but it was unsuccessful. And lately, Mr. Masoud Pezeshkian of Iran has also offered to play a role. Ladies and gentlemen, at the outset, it must be understood that there are very slim chances of Afghan Taliban going against TTP. And even if an agreement is reached and written assurances are given by Taliban, it would be difficult for them to take up arms against TTP. The issue is not of capacity, as many would like us to believe, but it is more of the will, determination, and readiness to take action against TTP. And this is because of their ideological alignment, the affinity. The two are actually betrothed to each other. And the camaraderie which we find between the two, it runs deeper and stronger, more at the lower level among the ranks and files. And any policy decision taken by the seniors against the TTP may result in a greater uprising and resistance by the lower ranks of the Taliban, and that could threaten the leadership, and even it could splinter the group. Yielding to Pakistan's demands again may be seen, particularly by the local population, as a sign of weakness and would affect the image of the Taliban. Finally, the Afghan Taliban have still to come out of this mindset that they are no longer a guerrilla force but a state with certain duties and responsibilities. And then, of course, the Indian factor has also come in, where India would like to use the Taliban as their proxies. Ladies and gentlemen, having said all this thing, the boisterous statements emanating from functionaries of Pakistan, they are unwarranted. Pakistan has negotiated and is negotiating from a position of strength. We are and we have and we are still giving peace and diplomacy a chance. And we know that we have the ability and the capability to protect our land and people. We have the capability to thwart any aggressive designs of the enemy. At the moment, the most important thing is to lower the temperatures and allow an ideal atmosphere for peace to prevail. Thank you for watching Ambassador's Lounge. Please subscribe to our channel and we will be back.